Se me fue, se nos va, se me hizo. Why do Spanish speakers use two pronouns next to each other in this type of sentence? This is something that confused me for a pretty long time, but it's actually a lot simpler than it looks at first. And once it clicked for me, it's something that helped me feel a lot more in control of my Spanish, less like I was just stringing together rules that I didn't really understand. So the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you how to start using and understanding this sentence structure yourself. To do that, we are going to look at verses from 3 songs. That way you can listen to the songs afterwards and reinforce what you are learning here. I also put together a bonus lesson with additional practice and tips that you can download for free at the link in the description below. So the first song is called 20 Años de María Teresa Vera, originally. And the first verse goes like this. Con qué tristeza miramos un amor que se nos va. Es un pedazo del alma que se arranca sin piedad. Arrancarse, in this case, is like to rip away or to tear apart. And piedad, you can think of it like pity. It's mercy in Spanish, piedad. So the verse is, with what sadness we watch a love that's slipping away from us. It's a piece of the soul that's torn away without mercy. So we're going to focus here on se nos va, se nos va. Why does the singer say se nos va and not just va or se va? Well, you already know that the verb ir can be ir, to go, as in voy, I'm going, or it can also be me voy, I'm leaving. So if I add that pronoun, it turns into I'm leaving or you're leaving, me voy, te vas. So theoretically, in this verse, we could have un amor que va, a love that is going, although that wouldn't really have much interest or meaning. Un amor que se va is grammatically correct. Un amor que se va. There's nothing grammatically wrong with this sentence, but it doesn't feel, there's no feeling behind it. Un amor que se va, a love that's leaving. But if we add in nos, it adds in a personal sense to the meaning. It tells us that the love is leaving on us. Our love is slipping away from us. Un amor que se nos va. So adding in this pronoun tells us that it affects us. And in general, I don't think it's all that necessary to pay close attention to the grammatical names of things, but in this case, the umbrella term is dative affectivo. So it's something that affects you, and that might help you remember it. So these little pronouns that go between the se and the verb tell us that the thing is affecting us. A lot of times it's not grammatically necessary, but it does add a nuance of something affecting us. Now, what if we wanted to change that us to a me? So, con qué tristeza miramos un amor que se nos va. If we wanted to change that to the yo form, we would change the verb mirar to miro, right? And we would change un amor que se nos va to un amor que se me va. Se me va. Con qué tristeza miro un amor que se me va. Or con qué tristeza miras un amor que se te va. And so on. If this feels a little bit too abstract for you still, don't worry, we're going to look at several more examples. And the cool thing about learning from music and other authentic contexts is that it is inherently more memorable and interesting. And because of that, it helps things become automatic faster and helps you stop translating so much in your head. The second example is Se me hizo tarde la vida de Vicente Fernández. Se me hizo tarde la vida. And the verse is this. Se me hizo tarde la vida, me entretuvieron tus brazos. Fue tu pasión desmedida la que detuvo mis pasos. So life got away from me, your arms kept me distracted. It was your boundless passion that stopped me in my tracks. So in this case, we'll look at a couple of words here before moving on. Detener is to stop. It's conjugated just like the verb tener. So that's why we have detuvo mis pasos. Tu pasión desmedida. So medir, the verb medir, we can see that here. Medir is to measure. So this is like an unmeasured, an unmeasurable passion, a boundless, endless passion. And entretener can be to entertain or to keep busy, or in this case, kind of more like to distract or to hold in place. Me entretuvieron tus brazos. Entretener, also conjugated like tener. Anytime you have a verb that has another verb that you might be familiar with, kind of stuck at the end, like in this case, entretener or detener, it's conjugated just like the verb that you see at the end. tener. But the focus here is on this first line, se me hizo tarde la vida. What does that mean and why is there this me there? So you may know the expression hacerse tarde. Hacerse tarde is to get late. It is getting late. Se hizo tarde, it got late. Se está haciendo tarde, it is getting late. Now, what happens if someone is affected by the fact that it is getting late? If someone is affected by the fact that it's getting late, we add a pronoun to convey that. So we can use an indirect object pronoun like me, te, le, nos, and so on to communicate the fact that it's getting late and that has an impact on me or you or us or anyone. So in this case, se me hizo tarde is like saying it got late on me. That's kind of the closest everyday English equivalent. Se me hizo tarde is like it got late on me, or time got away from me. Se me hizo tarde. Se te hizo tarde. Time got away from you. It got late on you. Se le hizo tarde. Se nos hizo tarde. And so on. So if se me hizo tarde is time got away from me, we could then translate se me hizo tarde la vida as life got away from me. The last example is from the Guatemalan Ricardo Arjona, Se nos muere el amor, another sad love song, and the verse goes like this. Se nos muere el amor, tiene fiebre de frío, se nos cayó de la cama, cuando lo empujó el hastío. So our love is dying, it has a cold fever, it fell out of bed on us when weariness pushed it away. So couple of words here. Hastío is a kind of a literary term for like weariness. Hastío. Fiebre is fever. Tiene fiebre de frío. And empujar, lo empujó is to push. So if se muere el amor is love is dying or the love is dying, what is se nos muere el amor? Based on what you've learned so far in this video, what does it mean when we add in the nos here? Se nos muere el amor. It means that our love is dying on us, so it makes it personal. It tells us that this is impacting us. Se nos muere el amor. It's not just any love, it is our love, and it is dying on us. The next example in this verse was se nos cayó de la cama. So we could remove the nos, and it looks like this. Se cayó de la cama. So it, as in el amor, fell from the bed. But if we add in se nos cayó de la cama, it tells us that the fact that it fell from the bed affected us. It has a more personal nuance to it. It fell from the bed on us, and that affected us in some way. Now, if all of these examples feel a little bit dramatic since they come from love songs, let's look at a couple of examples that you might be more likely to hear in everyday life. You could hear something like se nos fue el internet. Se nos fue el internet. The internet went out on us. Se me va la voz. Se me va la voz. My voice is going away from me, as in I'm losing my voice. Se les acabó el tiempo. Se les acabó el tiempo. Time ran out on them. Se les acabó el tiempo. So these indirect object pronouns here tell us that the verb is impacting someone. We're going to do 3 practice questions to finish up. Your job here is to stick the right indirect object pronoun here in the blank. So in this case, the coffee got cold on me. Se blank enfrió el café. Se me enfrió el café. Se me enfrió el café. The battery died on her. Se acabó la batería. Se le acabó la batería. Se le acabó la batería. And lastly, their dog ran away. Se escapó el perro. Note that it's their, so plural. Se les escapó el perro. Se les escapó el perro. So now you know how to use se me, se nos, se le, and so on in order to communicate who or what was affected by an action. But learning about grammar really is just one pretty small piece of the puzzle. The more important part, and really the foundation for the rest of your learning, is listening. It's what lets the grammar that you learn become intuitive and automatic and helps you stop translating in your head. But if you're like most students, native speech can feel too fast and overwhelming. So if that's the case, check out this video next, where I will walk you through an analysis of some fast Spanish in my own medium-paced Spanish and help you dramatically improve your comprehension in the process.